Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, The Warden and the Paunch, where today, just like every day, we're going to have to stomp on our Chaos the Ever-Chosen's head a little bit. As far as I know, there's no way to end the Chaos event other than just... I think the way it works is he has to be defeated a certain number of times. Or rather, you have to quote-unquote, push back the tide a certain number of times. You have to defeat enough of the Chaos armies, and eventually one of them will be the final wave. And we won't be told, I believe you don't get told at the beginning of the final wave that it's the last one, but when you defeat the final wave, it gives you a different message, rather than that one that keeps, the one we keep getting, that says, oh no, but here comes some more guys. So, obviously that's of great import, but also, we do have to figure out the situation with Clan Moors. Like, we need them all the way on side here. So what could we do? Well, first of all, it looks like they've flipped their opinion on the Court of Liberis, and now our treaties with the Court of Liberis are providing positive reputation, so we can take that military alliance those guys want. We do have 13 points of negative from our Skull Smashers treaties. That's a little bit tricky. If we break our treaties with the Skull Smashers, it will lower our diplomatic reliability, and when your diplomatic reliability is lower, people are less likely to do deals with you anyway. So while we could rise our reputation value with them, they still might not be willing to take on the thing. They still might not be willing to do an alliance with us. So, could we possibly get the Skull Smashers to do a confederation? That would be a way of getting rid of those treaties without having to actually turn on them. Where are you guys? Here we go. They would do a military alliance, which is sort of the opposite of what we want. We don't want additional treaty. I wonder if it... I mean, let's offer them all of our money? I can't imagine. In theory, this doesn't even make sense, right? Because why would they accept money to stop existing? But in game terms, it totally does work this way. Yeah, I don't think that that's the amount of money that we want to put in. So it looks to me like we could do this for less. Let's try that. Okay, so we need to go higher than that number, but not probably all the way up to 27. Let's try arbitrarily 21,000. Okay, so that'll solve that. We probably will still have some temporary diplomatic negatives with these guys for past treaties. Yeah, past treaties with the Skull Smashers. But you can see that's already 9 points lower, and that will fade away. Whereas the current treaties modifier would never have faded away. Plus, it does give us additional territory. And they were even holding a thing that was in the middle of our land, right? So that's pretty handy. So what else did we get exactly for that? We had some more stuff down here. So first, we took Dietershafen, which is fine and good and cool. Let's give these guys a commandment, and we should probably make sure we get defenses up along the coast, because you can never tell what the Norskins are going to do. Marienburg is very slowly building up. I mean, Gorsel's not in a tremendous amount of danger, but should we wall up Arnau? Arnau's not actually on the coast, it should be noted, and I believe it is the case that I think Norskins can only occupy coastal territory outside of the north. There's some reason that they're very, or they can only occupy ports outside of the north. There's some reason that they're very port-focused. It's been a long time since I played them, so I don't exactly remember. So my point is, Arnau might be fine. And we really do want to focus on Marienburg. And then they held Blackstone, which is, okay, fine, good job, they've built that up. I think we probably could, well, they already have most of the buildings we would want here. Okay, let's cut this and turn it into a Raiden stashes, because that'll help us. And then Massif Forcal is reasonably constructed. What a good job they've done here. Let's turn up the income extortion rate. Let's fire all of their old troops, because I have no interest in paying for them. No, sorry, I was trying to do everybody there. Let's just disband some of these armies, because obviously I would love to be bringing in thousands and thousands of gold per turn. I think that would be super helpful for us. Because we're still going to have to give a bunch of gifts, right? Karlberg, what are we doing in Karlberg? We're probably building the basics. Alright, we did absorb another army, right? There was an army in the north somewhere. Ogrok Cracktooth, yeah. Ooh, okay, we're not going to disband his army immediately. We're going to have him ferry some troops forward because he has some good stuff, and we should definitely pass this stuff on to somebody else. Alright, you were headed this way, so perhaps unwisely, I am choosing to believe that we are not endangered from the west for the moment, and we'll see if that ends up kicking me in the head or not here. Alright, then it's time to deal with Archaon. We do not quite have attack range, but obviously we can push him off of Hell Pit at least. So let's do that. Let's move the armies up and jump him. Oh, right. They were in ambush stance. They were not in camp stance. Interesting. So they were just trying to be sneaky. And unfortunately, we spotted them before they fired their ambush off. So yes, consume them. Hey, well that's really handy. Actually, that's lovely. We get to fight him in march mode and then just keep marching and everything. And I don't think there's any reason not to commit fully here. Like, let's get everybody on this. Alright, he runs away. We have no movement left, but that's fine. The only thing we would do is step further into the influence zone of Hell Pit. Okay, so now he's got himself in a little bit of a position with the Skaven nearby and everything. I think Archaon is under control for the moment. And then I'm going to be honest with you, I don't 100% remember. Was there a Beastman army down here somewhere? I think there was. This is what happens when you take the weekend off. Listen, I needed it, but there are definitely some downsides. I suppose I could have watched the previous episode. Fert is doing fine. He's just keeping an eye out. Actually, you know what? Now that I've done that, let me reverse course a little bit here. I don't think the elves are gonna out of nowhere attack us. I want a little bit more vision of the sea. Actually, I'm not sure that he's providing any additional vision. That might not have been worth doing. Huglug should just continue to harass Archaon, even though it's not super likely to work. Critical failure. Ouch. You know, these low-level heroes, it can be tough to get them to do things. We definitely want somebody up here just harassing the incoming armies. If we can slow them down, even if it doesn't actually slow down all of them, even if they do separate, like making them separate by making one army slower than the others is definitely valuable, right? Do you want to give it a shot? No, he's wary. He's on the lookout now. What about this guy? Yeah, go take a swing at that guy. There you go. That's a good source of XP. And then just pick up, yeah, some of this stuff. We're not upgrading those yet. Suzpug Backbiter should try to block this army. That's a shame. That would have been really nice, actually. Okay, I have some hope for the future. So we might want to have Ogrok just run down and interface with Rachnik, because we do want to dismiss this army as soon as is reasonably possible. So I want to get back up to bringing in, 20,000 gold per turn so that we can pay the rats off. Oh, we should also. Sorry, we figured out that it is now beneficial to us to have treaties with Liberis, so we should step into that. And I mean, we do need a military alliance with them eventually. Either that or we have to come down here and take control of that settlement ourselves. I'll take a defensive alliance for now. Defensive alliance, and also you pay me? Maybe, right? Maybe we could swing that? Let's see what they'll do. I'm assuming this will turn low. What about 5? 5 is still low. What about 3? 3 is still likelihood low. Okay, they're not really into paying me for this. I found a low enough number. Listen, every little bit helps. Alright, so we can see the edges of the new Chaos Force coming in. If I'm being honest, I'm a little surprised that the thing with Cracktooth was that easy to resolve. when I saw how low his opinion of us was, it was only like... It was not even 3 digits. I was figuring we might have a real issue. So we did ask them to go fight Archaon in the hopes of it stopping them from running away from Archaon, and it does not seem to have done that, but they have a couple armies they were planning to keep in the area anyway, so that'll work. It will have to do. And then, man, there's like... Did you know there's a whole world map of stuff happening out there? It's like very, very beyond our current purview. So we should have a quick look here at the number of settlements on the big list of world settlements that we have to get under control, because we should start planning in that direction. Once we have a proper military alliance, assuming, okay, he's going to go be a problem in somebody else's land. That's wonderful. I really wish we could have gotten that block army off on him, though. Once we have Clan Moors under our control, allied with us, I mean, we're going to pick up at least a couple of new world capital type settlements, right? They have Black Crag. Trying to think. There's a bunch of stuff down in the southern part of the map, but I don't actually know how much of it they're in control of. I think they're in control of the coast down here. So Miragliano is one of the cities. Alright, Clan Moors has decided they are going to do the thing I asked them to do. How nice of them. This is the one we want. So Nagashazar is still under Liberis control? Yeah, okay. That won't be a problem. Alright, so Kislev, no longer mine, but within reach. Skaven Blight, owned by Clan Moors. Ragliano, probably owned by Clan Moors. The Oak of Ages, still owned by the Elves, who apparently I'm at war with? Huh. Okay, well, I mean, it's a problem to deal with when we get there. Carrick Eight Peaks, probably owned by Clan Moors. Black Crag, almost certainly owned by them. Lamia is owned by Liberis, so that's another one we'll pick up then. And then a lot of these other ones are in other parts of the world. Sartosa. Sartosa is still owned by the Sartosan pirates. Also resolvable. And then Corone is definitely owned by Clan Moors. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the 17 that we need. That we'll be in control of just by solidifying our military alliances with Liberis and the Skaven. All extremely doable. Who would have thought that our big orc campaign was going to largely come down to diplomacy? Let's run around them in such a way that I'm near the... near this garrison. Just in case. It probably won't actually end up mattering too much, because I think our army could just take theirs. But why even put ourselves at any more risk than we have to, right? And then, do we have the ability to chase Archaon? Because he's in march mode. Oh, it does look like we would catch him. Awesome. We might be able to put him down right now, which will make our lives a lot easier. So, Oglok can normal move to the edge of his reinforcement range, so we're not even going into the battle tired. And yep, yellow lines. Alright, easy enough. Archaon consumed. I'm tired of his nonsense. Now Azag, like everybody else, has kicked the crap out of Archaon the Everchosen. Alright, we need to establish containment. We gotta get them... We gotta get a lot of armies in place so they can't just run through our run through the breach and into our territory. Which is what most of these armies are going to be very focused on. Alright, you move to here. You can, in fact, do the interface this turn, which is fantastic. So I want to pass over all of the Arachnaroks, and probably the Giant. And then, like, do we want some Black Orcs? Because the thing is, we can dismiss Raknik's Goblin troops and then hire new Goblin troops very quickly. Like, I'm not necessarily opposed to having... Well, first of all, definitely both of the Spider Riders dismissed. But then, like, we could just drop these nasty Skulkers And a couple units of the Fanatics. Well, I mean, this Fanatics already have scrap upgrades, so I guess that's not ideal. We can do these. That'll be fine. Alright, and then we just dismiss your whole force. Oh, sorry, I have to dismiss the characters separately from the rest of the units. Let's get back on that money train. Standard greenskin play, right? It's entirely about economics and diplomacy. Alright, Fert, I don't know that you're actually getting any vision beyond what we could already see because of the vision that our ports give, so maybe you were best off keeping an eye on Lorelorn. Who knows what those elves are up to? They might break their alliance with us at any moment. Oh, guaranteed defeat of that hero. In fact, permanent defeat of that hero. Although I believe that every time there's a new Chaos Wave, they get a bunch of free character spawns, so it probably doesn't actually end up mattering. Let's try to... Can we see... No, those guys went into hiding. Alright, that's fine. Try to block him. Man, we're missing an awful lot of above 50% chance actions, unfortunately. Alright, well, you guys just get over here and be ready to do a thing. You, honestly, I don't know if I need you. I think I'm going to dismiss you. I get, like, the value of having vision over there in theory, but I don't care about it enough. I don't think that's worth the money right now. That's definitely not worth doing. Also not worth the money. We really are saving up for bribes. Right, that's pretty important. Grimgor is back off of his wound, so if we wanted to create another army, obviously he'd be the one leading it. But for now, I don't think we need it, and I think I'd rather have the cash income. Speaking of income, are we producing money everywhere that we reasonably can be producing money? Yes, and we have a couple of places that are green, public order, and falling. Here it's pretty minor, and in Southern Oblast it's less minor, because things are all screwed up, because it's being invaded constantly. That's a problem. One that we probably can't afford to solve at the moment. I'm going to leave it. We have people nearby. It's not a real issue. Alright, so it's just a matter of getting the money together to bribe these rats into friendliness. And at some point our reputation with Liberis will have risen enough that they will be eager to give us the military alliance and may even pay us for the privilege. That will also help. Clan Wars' turns are really long because there are just so many armies under their control. If we can't get the alliance going and we end up having to fight these guys for all of their territory, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. Doable, don't get me wrong, and in fact, probably in some ways easier than fighting Reichland, because the Skaven units that the AI likes to use are horrible. I don't know why, but they just build like the most asinine armies. We've seen these armies with like 6 units of drillers, armies that aren't even going to fight walls, just walking around in the wilderness with 6 units of warp drillers. So, army to army, we'd probably have a really easy time with them, but numerically speaking, it could be a little bit of a challenge. There sure are a lot of them. Alright. So, with us having failed to slow down their approach at all, we're really going to have to haul ass to get in position here. Fighting another big wave of Chaos troops should be pretty good for our reputation with the rats as well. Wow. Vicious Guzzler. What is this? So the Wog reinforcement group of one of my armies has spotted beastmen in the wild, and they could fight, but like the actual army can't participate? That's very strange and probably shouldn't happen. Right, that was Wasampa's Wog army. Those guys should absolutely have had Wasampa's army present there. Alright, so where exactly did those guys go? They just ran south as fast as they possibly could because the rules of movement do not apply to the beast paths. And they move way faster than we do. We can't use our underway movement to get across the river at all. Alright, well, I mean, I'm just going to keep chasing them. I don't see any reason not to. Again, in a straight one-on-one battle, I'm fairly confident that we completely annihilate them. Oh hey, Darberts is almost immortal. That'll be pretty handy. Okay, so up here... I mean, do we kind of move toward Prague? I don't know how much it makes sense to try to move toward... to try to stay around Hell Pit. 90%! 90% failure! I mean, okay, 90% is not 100. But... boy, it sure does seem like we're getting some suspiciously bad luck, doesn't it? Are you exhausted? No, you could try to assassinate somebody, maybe? Yeah, that's got a better chance. We just need some successful actions to try to get that XP going. And it looks like we are not really in position to move to anywhere useful anyway. I think I'm gonna ambush creep a little bit. I want the Chaos AI to make its decisions as though we are not around. I moved you too far. I'm going to back you up just a tiny bit then, so that it looks like just one army, and if people want to come over here, they can wander into Azhag's waiting jaws. Alright, Rachnik is almost present. Fert is doing what Fert needs to do. So we need just a little bit more money, one more turn, before we can make another great big gift. Let's get this going, and I suppose one of these seems like it might be a good idea. Nope, still not doing that. Sozpug just needs to get over here. As far as I know, they will never try to go around the mountains, and the beast guys with their underway movement won't even come over here and jump under the mountains. I think they will always flood through the pass around Volksgrad. So this is where we really want to focus our attention. Who is this Gouger? Man, does it even matter? Gouger's never going to succeed at anything, so who cares where his skill points are? I'm a little concerned that Wazhumpa is going to be chasing that Chaos Beast army around for all of forever. In theory, if they just want to run at full speed, we will never be able to catch them. And they won't actually do anything to us, so I guess who cares? But for right now, I think my plan is just to drive them into Clan Morse's land and let the rats deal with them. My favorite kind of problem is someone else's problem. Alright, one of the Beastmen armies was destroyed and the other one was revealed. Unfortunately, I don't think Clan Morse is in position to do anything, and the Beastmen will get to move and re-hide that army before my turn. Will Sea Legs? It's a great question. That man is a wandering existential riddle. Oh, hey, that seems like a problem. That's a lot of chaos dudes in the ocean over there. Well, again, somebody else's problem. The skeletons will kill all those chaos guys, or they won't. You know, whatever. Who cares? I care a little bit, because I would love it if the skeletons could take over a significant portion of Lustria. That would maybe make our job a lot easier by having them come into control of additional settlements. Alright, good assassination. Nubzub got wounded, which is a shame, but also, it's not like he was a critical part of the plan or anything. Okay, yeah, it does look like he's going to allow us to just chase him out of our territory. It's good enough for me. Maybe I should actually formally request that the Skaven jump him, since we destroyed the army that we had asked them to help with before. That's probably a good idea. Let's do that at the beginning of the turn here. Dear Skaven. My biggest concern is that if I ask them to help with this, they'll divert armies from up here to help, but, you know, it's whatever. It's fine. If they lose some of that territory and it ends up falling to us to reclaim it, I'm not exactly going to be heartbroken about that. I would love it if you would murder this guy. Also, how we doing? 89 trending towards 65. Well, that's not right. Okay, 89 trending toward 105. Better. More acceptable. Okay, unfortunately this area is now so chaos corrupted that it's damaging to us just to enter it, which means we're going to have to be pretty careful about how we approach, and we can't use encampment mode to cancel that out because we'd be raiding friendly territory, and that will cost us reputation. Alright, so Rachnik is present. They don't own Volksgrad. In Volksgrad, we could be in raiding mode. And thus replenishing. And it would be fine. And I think we do want to just creep in here and ambush mode. And we're just going to take a little bit of damage from all the chaos corruption. There's nothing for it. Gosh, I wish the vampires had survived. We're so much better at hanging out in vampire territory than we are at hanging out in Skaven territory. Alright, Wazhumpa. I mean, no reason for you to do anything other than just chase the dude. I'm gonna not march here. We'll move to right there. No sense in being tired. But mostly what we're doing is just like pushing him to the moot. Pushing him until the point is moot. Alright, Gouger, can you please slow somebody down? Failure. It's like he's doing it on purpose. At this point, I have to believe he's doing it on purpose. Alright, so we're not too far off of being able to cap Marienburg out, it looks like. Salzpug, I mean, should I even bother? 96%. Okay, he can do stuff. They just have to be level 40 before they start succeeding on missions ever. Alright, there's some chance that we're just going to see some of these guys wrap around and try to go straight to Hell Pit and wander into our brilliant ambush, which would be lovely. Let's see if Clan Morse has any interest in actually helping us out with this Beastman problem. So we're in a situation here where we're going to be able to give them a gift probably every 2 turns. And we can probably push the number that our reputation with them is trending toward up to 150 or 160, I think. And man, that's just, it's got to be enough. That's just, we really desperately need that to be high enough. And if we can get a military alliance going with them, then we can declare war on people and have them join us. Yep, see, it's working a little bit. They're separating. And if we can get them to join us, then... Interesting. We didn't see a Beastman army move at all. The camera didn't zoom over to Wazhumpa, so I'm wondering what happened there. If we can get them to join us in war against a new foe, then we can continue to curry favor by fighting a mutual foe. Like we can declare war on the High Elves or something. Oh, because the army just disappeared forever. Well, good enough for me. Let's get you guys back up here. We're close enough that we could probably underway past the mountain here, or past the river from here, right? Yeah. This is probably going to end up being faster than running all the way back to the bridge. Alright, unfortunately, it looks to me like we are not in position to actually do an aggression here. But we can take over the bridge. Alright, let's just enjoy the advantage here. Do you guys... Does Rachnik have enough movement to Looks like just barely no. Can't quite get into reinforcement range of all that battling. My plan is to swarm across the bridge next turn. Maybe do some fighting, but most importantly, get Volksgrad under our control if we can, because it'd be really nice to have territory that is actually mine over here. Sigvald's going to Kislev, which is maybe under Skaven control. You can see we can only get an idea of whether they own it or not if we get actual vision on it, which I guess Wasampa will do soon. Now, we do need to fight a battle every now and then if we want to actually hit this every other turn gifting schedule. 90%. 91% even. He just can't, he just won't do it. He won't do a good job. He refuses. I don't think we should spend money on that. Sozpug, can you slow him down? Nope, you also can't. Nobody can. He is unslowdownable. It's fine. Alright, and then we should check in with the Court of Liberis and see how they're feeling about us.
What do you want of the warrior queen?
Still yellow. I'm hoping that when this finishes trending upward, we're going to be able to do Military Alliance plus give me some gold. Are we still, with Clan Moors, are we still gaining rep for the treaties? Did I scroll past them? Yes. Nope. Treaties with Court of Liberis became negative the second we started having more of them. That's fun. That's a fun way to do that. And we're already trending toward a much lower number than we were, in part due to that thing. It's been a little while since we've taken military action against Chaos. This will help when we jump Sarthorial or Kolek here. Or maybe both of them. All three of our ambushes were foiled, because of course they were. Alright, Infecticay is coming up there. Queek might be on his way toward that Beastman army. Even if he's not intentionally running toward them, his presence will make them have to shy away from this area. And it looks like Queek's army was okay. It has a bunch of guns in it. I really, really don't want to have to fight a bunch of rattling guns. It's a huge part of my reluctance to go to war with Clan Moors is that while the way the AI is building their armies, they're pretty bad. In theory, I think Skaven armies could be quite good against us if they were to lean heavily enough into their crazy mad science weapons. I don't really know how a force of orcs is supposed to deal with rattling guns. I mean, I guess you could have cavalry or monsters or something. Yeah, I was gonna say this isn't gonna turn out for them. This is gonna be a devastating battle in terms of losses, but I think we're gonna just take it. Did we actually lose any units? It looks like no. Sorry, 1 unit in the Wog army. Okay, I'm a little surprised by that. I was gonna say that like the value of killing 3 full Chaos armies here makes up for it. Whatever the losses are, they're worth it. The Armor of Gork. Hey, that's pretty good armor, actually. 5% ward save is just 5% flat damage reduction, and then on top of that, all of that other toughness stuff and charge bonus. This will be really good for like any lord that we have who wants to run at people on a boar, basically. Alright, the Warriors of Chaos faction was properly destroyed. Wait, is that the end of it? That might be the end of it. Oglok, go forth and settle Volksgrad. And you guys need to get over here and just play defense for a minute.
Ready to go.
We're probably going to have to stand around in raiding camp because we desperately need to actually replenish. So Volksgrad's going to feel that pain a little bit. But that does earn us an awful lot of money. Trending toward 77. You would think that the military action 117 now. There we go. That's better. It's still not good. God, I don't want to have to do the thing that it looks like they're going to try to make me do and actually fight these guys. I just don't... Oh, man, it's going to be such a pain. We have such a huge border with them. If we go to war with the Skaven, we will experience a massive contraction of territory. We'll lose tons and tons of stuff. I guess, in preparation for that potential eventuality, Oldenhof is also going to need... Here, we'll remove this, and we'll build a defensive structure. Oh, I don't like that at all. Like I'm saying, we can maybe we can drag them into another war. Try to get some more reputation for fighting a common foe. I'm gonna have you get over here and just keep an eye on the situation. Chaos was defeated for now. They may recur. Who can say? Who can trust them, I ask you? They're chaotic. That's their whole deal. Ah, right. I didn't actually tell them I wasn't interested in doing that. I'm not going to send everybody forward, but let's send the 2 goblins forward at least. For probably pretty obvious reasons. And we're going to not spend money unnecessarily on anything other than make more money. Because obviously we do still need to be given gifts as quickly as frequently as we can be. What do we have room for here in Norden? Oh, more money-making structures. Well then, of course. 3,600 is going to mean we're not in position to give them another 30,000 gold next turn, so I'm going to hold off on that, even though that is a money-making building. Yeah, if we end up going to war with them, we can position to take this stuff back right away. Although they're going to have armies just in the area, which is annoying. But then, like, this is a huge problem. They have this big bulge of territory in the middle of a bunch of my stuff. This becomes an issue. Catastrophic. It would be catastrophic at the very least. And there's absolutely no reason that we shouldn't be able to get an alliance going, except that the game's going to be difficult because it wants to be. Alright, so they don't much like the Cult of Pleasure. They're trading with them. They don't much care for them. They've decided again that they don't like Liberis. They don't like Lorelorn. They do like that we're at war with the Wood Elves, but they're not at war with the Wood Elves. I wonder if we could talk them into it. Would you like to join my war against Tulsin? It said likelihood of success moderate. I thought there was a chance they would just do it for free. Alright, well, hold on. Let's end the turn. Let's get another 30,000 gold together. We'll figure it out from there. There's also the Norskins. The Norskins are potentially worth fighting. To be clear, the Norskins don't have any, like, territory or assets that are worth going after, but we might be able to get the Skaven into a war against them. Yeah, man. I think Skaven infantry armies would be easy enough for us to deal with if they want to go at it with clan rats and storm vermin. But if they lean heavy into the guns, we're going to have a serious problem. We could try using cavalry or wyverns, but the thing is, large units are particularly likely to get cut down by the guns. In particular, units of rattling guns are just like, they're terrifyingly effective against large troops. Well, this should be the turn, I would think, this coming turn of ours, we're going to get a message about chaos. Either that they are properly defeated, or maybe not until the beast herds are down, I guess. Yeah, keep obedience up, because we're about to lose our wog, so it's going to get ugly in a second here. So I'm not actually at war with these guys. They do not like Clanmores very much. We might be able to get something going with fighting Norskins. So we're trending toward 86, because the amount of money we're giving them, like, we're getting 68 points of positive rep from gifts. It's just we're too big. They don't trust us. Look at all that great power penalty. Oh, this is a nightmare. Alright, well, we're going to push one more time here. Trending toward 126. I said we were going to be able to get, like, 160 something, but that was when I was assuming that we wouldn't lose all of the benefit of our, gift giving every single turn. Silly me. How could I think that such a thing would ever occur? We could just push north and try to fight these guys and see if we can draw them into that. It's a tough one. This is maybe going to be a tough one. So Wasampa is definitely not needed in the north. I'm going to send him kind of westward. Or maybe he should stay down here. If it looks like we're going to have to end up being at war with the Skaven. Maybe. What do the Dark Elves think of me right now? -12. They like that we have positive relations with Clan Moors. So it might be tough to turn the Dark Elves and the Skaven against each other. But we gotta do something. Also, I'm a little surprised that, like I said, we do not receive a message. It must be the case that you don't get the message until the Warherd of Chaos is also defeated. And they're doing such a good job of running away like scared children that nobody's ever going to defeat them. Rachnik could push forward, but, like, what's the point, man? I think maybe we should just back some of these armies up? We're gonna have to decide on a direction here. Like, there's a big strategic decision coming up for us, and I don't exactly know. Alright, let's run one more sequence of enemy turns here. So we're about to have our WOG resolve successfully. We're going to get the biggest human trophy that it is possible to get, which is great. Okay, the Warherd of Chaos was properly destroyed this turn. So that human trophy's obedience and charge bonus, right? I don't think I actually paid enough attention to see what the values on it are. But man, if we can't... The Khemri have attacked the Awakened. Do we know... I mean, I'm going to enter the war on the side of the Khemri. This is the danger of having military alliances. In this case, I don't think it matters. The only real danger here is if Clan Moors had liked the Awakened, then that could be a little tricky for us, but I don't think they do. I don't think they care. Court of Liberis went to war with the Sartosan pirates. We're going to have to do that at some point. We're going to have to kill those guys. Somebody who is part of our alliance needs to end up in control of the island of Sartosa, and it's probably going to be me. Nubzub's back, hooray! An age of peace. At last, as the last of the Chaos Hordes is scoured from the face of the world, an awful silence descends. More than a silence, an absence of sound which echoes the all-consuming void without. All creation is stilled, breath held in anticipation of the final cataclysm. Then, tentatively, gently, life reasserts itself, not in a grand way to echo those who sought to end everything, but in the small ways which of themselves are life. Birdsong pierces the silence, hesitant at first, then swelling, a defiant hymn to creation, borne on a soft wind that sifts dust onto the scattered corpses littering the bloody plain of battle. And the spell is broken. Bloodied veterans, survivors, refugees, all draw breath into their aching lungs and weep at the taste and smell of victory, peace, and life. Yet what is life, if not the constant striving of one against the other? After all, every hedgerow is a bloody battleground, every plant a murderer. That's not right. Every creature red in tooth and claw. That one's better. To try to pretend that all plants are reliant on killing to survive, I think is a little harder to sell. Even as the weak raise their eyes to a golden future, the wise are glancing about to see who will make the first move in seizing it for themselves. The shield of civilization which turned aside the deadly thrust of chaos is now a heavy and cumbersome thing. Those who are first to cast it aside will be quickest with their blades, and a knife in the back is surest of all. Comrades who stood shoulder to shoulder in the shield wall now step apart and take each other's measure. Alliances begin to unravel, and the storm clouds gather once more. So, that sounds like it would be real bad for our hope of an alliance. In reality, I believe it won't matter for us at all. Some of the factions of the world, like Reichland and the Dwarves and the High Elves and stuff, got a trait called Shield of Civilization during the Chaos Invasion that made them more likely to ally with each other. Now that's fallen away, and so they've lost that automatic diplomatic bonus, but we were never benefiting from it in the first place, even though we are, literally, the Shield of... Well, I mean, I guess it's still figuratively, but you know what I mean. In a different figurative way, we are the ones who ended up being the Shield of Civilization. So I'm not super worried about that. I'm just worried about the fact that we can't seem to get these damn numbers to go the direction that we want them to go. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about this. If we can't get Clan Wars on side, we're just, Oh, yellow again. They want 160 to join their... Okay, I'll do that. So now we have another shared enemy. Yep, War with the Awakened, worth 8 points. Can we make this happen? I will give you all of my money. God, imagine. Imagine if this worked. Okay. Well, we're still trending upward. You know, we'll get there. I'm like overjoyed to see that turn yellow. Once we have the military alliance, it's not guaranteed that it will stick around forever, but we have a much better chance of being able to stick it. And we absolutely, desperately need growth into boss pole in Volksgrad here. Okay. I know that this is a little shorter than episodes usually are, but I think I'm going to stop it here because I need to take a moment and consider our new direction. If we're going to end up at war with the Skaven, we need to begin to make plans and schemes. So, when you come back next time, tomorrow, I will have some of those plans and schemes. And we'll see you then.